Welcome back to the channel. If you're into bikes, scooters, city rides, or weekend spins, you're in the right place. Before we get rolling, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a review of something fresh, something dependable, something that could be your next ride. Today we're diving into the 2026 Honda Lead 125, a scooter that's quietly making big waves because it takes what works in everyday commuting and steps it up. It's not about flashy power. It's about smart design, real-world usability, and a ride that handles your daily grind without complaint. Let's get into it. Right from the moment you pull it into view, the 2026 Lead 125 shows you Honda's smart evolution rather than radical change. The silhouette stays clean and scooter-friendly, step-through frame, upright riding position, compact proportions, but Honda has refined the design. The front cowl is sharper, LED lighting glows smarter, and the graphics feel fresh. This is comfortable riding for everyday life, but with a modern edge. You'll notice that the structure feels well built, the finish is tighter, and the overall look says, want to ride daily, not just once in a while. One of the big wins here is practicality. The Lead 125 has always been about making life easier. The 2026 model raises the bar. There's ample underseat storage, the kind where you drop your helmet, maybe a small bag, and walk away with a peace of mind. And Honda's given attention to small details, USB ports, smart key readiness in some markets, and a storage area up front for your essentials. That means whether you're commuting to work, doing errands, or taking a late-night ride home, this scooter is set up to help. Underneath, the engine is tuned for consistency and efficiency. We're looking at a single-cylinder, 124 say, or very close, depending on market scooter engine, fuel-injected, air-cooled. It's not about blistering speed. It's about smooth throttle response, low vibration, and excellent fuel economy. Expect something in the ballpark of 11 horsepower and 11 Nm of torque in certain markets, enough to handle city speeds with a little buffer for dual-lane road. Because the Lead is light and geared for everyday use, you'll find it comfortable doing 50-60 km/h in heavy traffic and able to stretch when needed. One of the standout spec points is fuel economy. Honda claims very efficient figures, and in real-world use you'll find a commuter average that's excellent, whether you're skipping traffic or doing continuous rides. Combine that with a reasonably sized fuel tank and you've got a machine that spends less time at the pump and more time on the road. That's key when daily riding matters. Ride comfort is another highlight. The seat height is accessible for more riders, the riding posture upright and friendly, and the suspension does a good job absorbing city imperfection. Front telescopic forks paired with a smooth rear suspension setup mean this scooter handles potholes, speed bumps, and curvy roads without feeling like an afterthought. Braking is solid too, a front disc in most markets, which is a big plus for a scooter in this class, and a drum at the rear or disc depending on region. That gives you confidence when you're navigating unpredictable city stops. Tech and usability upgrades really push the Lead 125 into a new realm for its class. The instrument panel is clean and modern, offering your speed, fuel level, trip info, and gear or mode indicator in markets where they include it. LED lights front and back make it safer at night and add to the premium feel. Add in some smart key functionality or USB charging in some versions, and you're riding a scooter that looks simple but thinks smarter. For riders who need reliability first but also want a few modern comforts, this hits a good balance. Handling in daily use is where the Lead 125 shines. It's nimble in traffic, easy to maneuver, light enough to flick through tight spots, yet stable when you open it up on better roads. The balance between city agility and relaxed cruising is well struck. Because the powertrain and chassis are tuned for everyday use rather than thrill hunting, you don't feel like you're pushing the machine, just riding it. And that's exactly what many riders want. A trustworthy partner, not something high maintenance. Let's cover the key specs you should know. Engine, 124K single cylinder, 4-stroke, fuel injected depending on market, approximate power, 11 HP. Varies by region. Approximate torque, 11 Nm. Varies by region. Transmission, automatic CVT. Typical for scooters of this size: front suspension, telescopic fork rear suspension, swing arm with single or twin shock depending region front brake, disc in many markets, rear brake, drum or disc depending region under seat storage. Typically in the 30+ liter range, in some markets fuel economy. Excellent, often 40-60 kml or more depending riding style and market seat height. Accessibility. Designed for ease of use in city conditions, if you ask me, the 2026 Honda Lead 125 is less about grand statements and more about smart daily continuity. It's for riders who want a reliable printed all over their ride, but also appreciate a scooter that doesn't look outdated and doesn't feel like a compromise. It doesn't scream a "look at me" like big CC bikes, but it whispers a "let's ride every day" in a strong voice. In terms of who this scooter is for: students, urban commuters, delivery riders, even small families who need a second ride, it works. If you're someone who wants minimal maintenance, part availability, good fuel economy, and a scooter you'll live with rather than just glance at, this is a very smart pick. And for first-time riders, it's forgiving, accessible, and confidence-building. Now for the big question: price. In international markets, the 2026 Honda Lead 125 is expected to be priced around $1,600 to $1,900 USD, depending on region, taxes, and version, AB standard. That pricing places it in a competitive spot for commuters who demand reliability and value, rather than just big displacement. So wrap it up. The 2026 Honda Lead 125 is a smart evolution of a tried-and-true formula. It keeps what works: simplicity, reliability, economy, and adds modern touches so that it doesn't feel stuck in the past. If you're after a scooter that'll handle your every day, this just might be your ride. Let me know your thoughts. Would this be your next ride? Drop a comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss our next ride breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.